People on the righteous path make their own destiny. Book name Hastrekha Vigyan, Science of Palmistry. Do such thoughts ever come to your mind when you hear the word palmistry? When a person makes their destiny, then what lies in the palm lines? Why should we even look at them and get skeptical of our own life? It is a complete blunder out there to fool people and make money. It is a superstition. What benefit will we derive from knowing these lines at all? Are there patterns around us? Everything around us is a pattern, of which some we have identified and others we are in the process of understanding and identifying, because the entire universe is operating in an orderly pattern, and so do all its constituents. Gravity, electromagnetism, radiations, entropy concepts, etc. are a few that we have discovered, and others are what we are striving to discover daily. Identifying such patterns is an art that helps to make first-level indicative decisions. So are there patterns in palmistry too? Every natural or acquired bodily mark encodes its owner's psychology and destiny in some way, decipherable or undecipherable. The elevation, depression, elongation, diminution, and other marks and lines become relevant and apparent with the thought process in the brain. Symptoms of any illness start before the real onset of the disease. Similarly, by observing these lines, one can get an indication of what is going on, problems of life, and therefore also can work on improving the same for self and the future. But can these lines change? Yes, these palm lines can change with gross and subtle karmas and with the influence of thoughts. Who would find this book interesting? If you are a person who is interested in knowing the patterns and science behind them, and a reader who has a scientific temperament and believes in empirical evidence, who wants to read and practice only if it turns out to be a science rather than meaningless utterance of words, then this book, written by a person who had always given importance to wisdom over superstitions, is for you. This brief book from Pandit Sri Ram Sharma talks about the science of palmistry. It would not only remove the mist of superstition around the subject, but will also explain the benefit of knowing this science altogether. Few excerpts from the book. People knowing animal science quickly identify the breed of animal by looking at its body parts. They would even describe the animal's qualities and nature. When a thought makes a permanent place in the mind, it changes body shape. And when it becomes an attitude, it impacts each body part as a whole. For example, an angry person would always have sclera markings in their eyes. A greedy person would have skewness in their eyes. Forehead creases represent emotional outrage in a person. According to physiology experts, the knowledge network in the body spreads across from the brain to every nook and corner of the body, impacting hands the most. What's going on in mind, what has become the psyche, what the heart believes can be easily identified by looking at one's palms. Knowledge of body features is ancient science. Indians have reaped significant benefits from this science. From India, this art spread across to other countries like China, Tibet, Egypt, Europe, etc. There exist records that tell us that experts of this science lived in China 3000 years ago BC. European countries did several types of research on palmistry and concluded that this knowledge is wholly formalized based on physiology and psychology. Everything in this world is round and rotates on its axis. Hence, everything repeats. Sun rises and sets every 24 hours. Seasons repeat. The planetary system completes the cycle as per their routine. Similarly, life also completes its cycle in 7 years and produces similar circumstances every 7 years. That is 1, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35 or 2, 8, 15, 22, 29, 36, etc. The real meaning behind this science is humans should believe in the karmas they can do with their own hands. One on the righteous path make their own destiny. It is the science of changing these palm lines with gross and subtle karmas and with the influence of thoughts. Chapters, articles covered in the book: Science of Palmistry, Hand, Fingers, Thumb, Nails, Moles, Thoughts and Planets, The Rule of 7 Years, Result of Lines and Forms.